Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we're diving into some hot topics that are shaping the regional and global landscape. First up, Asean is being urged to abandon its neutral stance and embrace the rule of law, especially in light of ongoing tensions in the South China Sea. The organization is at a crossroads, and its future relevance may depend on how it adapts to the changing power dynamics. Next, we have China making headlines by planning to issue up to $2 billion in US dollar-denominated bonds in Saudi Arabia. This strategic move aims to strengthen bilateral ties and enhance investment opportunities, all while signaling a shift in the balance of influence in the region. It's an exciting development that showcases China's ambitions on the global stage. Lastly, Asian currencies are feeling the pressure as preliminary U.S. presidential election results roll in, with Trump taking an early lead. This has led to mixed reactions in stock markets across the region, highlighting the uncertainty that comes with political shifts. Stay tuned as we unpack these stories in greater detail. South China Morning Post, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, is at a crossroads, grappling with the limitations of its long-standing principles of non-alignment and consensus-based decision-making. The recent summit in Vientiane illuminated the urgency of addressing unresolved issues, particularly the enforcement of international and maritime law, which are critical to regional stability. ASEAN's internal divisions, especially regarding China's assertiveness in the South China Sea, have hindered a unified response, leaving member states like the Philippines frustrated. With shifting global power dynamics, ASEAN must evolve beyond its traditional focus on trade to actively uphold the rule of law, especially as it prepares for Malaysia's upcoming chairmanship, which presents an opportunity to redefine its role in promoting freedom of navigation and international law adherence. South China Morning Post, in a bid to strengthen ties with Saudi Arabia, China plans to issue up to $2 billion in US dollar bonds in Riyadh, marking a strategic move to establish offshore fundraising channels. Analysts view this as a practical step rather than a financial necessity, as onshore bond issuance is cheaper for Beijing. The bond issuance underscores China's commitment to enhancing its bilateral relationship with Saudi Arabia, aiming to displace the U.S. as the kingdom's primary geopolitical partner. This initiative not only reflects China's efforts to attract foreign investment in its Belt and Road Initiative, but also serves as a symbolic gesture of the growing economic collaboration between the two nations, particularly in sectors like green energy and technology. Nikkei Asia, the preliminary results of the U.S. presidential election have sent ripples through Asian markets, with currencies weakening and stocks fluctuating amidst uncertainty. As Republican former President Donald Trump takes an early lead, speculations about his proposed tariffs on Chinese goods and expansive fiscal policies are causing concern over potential inflation and a stronger dollar. The Japanese yen and various Southeast Asian currencies fell in reaction to the news, while Asian stocks presented a mixed landscape. Notably, Chinese meme stocks reflecting the election's dynamics showcased investor sentiment, with companies symbolically linked to Trump experiencing gains. As the election outcome remains unclear, market analysts emphasize the volatility and the complex implications of a potential Trump victory on regional equities and trade relations. South China Morning Post reports on Emma Wilson, a two-time Olympic medalist, who expressed her disappointment after narrowly missing out on gold at the Paris Olympics. Despite finishing in the top 3 in 13 out of 14 races in the IQ foil category, Wilson ultimately secured a bronze medal. She reflected on her experience, highlighting the emotional toll of coming so close to victory and advocating for changes to Olympic rules to ensure fairer competition. During her participation in the Hong Kong Windsurfing Open Championship, Wilson enjoyed the vibrant atmosphere of Victoria Harbour, where she raced against a backdrop of towering skyscrapers, a stark contrast to the typically sparse crowds at international events. As she explored Hong Kong, Wilson relished the local cuisine and the excitement of her first visit to the city. South China Morning Post also covers the recent downturn in Hong Kong's stock market, which snapped a three-day winning streak as traders opted for caution ahead of the closely watched U.S. presidential election. The Hang Seng Index fell by 1.4%, reflecting investor anxiety over potential impacts on global trade and financial markets. Major tech stocks, including Alibaba and Tencent, experienced declines, while electric vehicle manufacturers like XPeng saw gains amid robust domestic sales. Analysts speculate that the election outcome could lead to significant changes in U.S. policy towards China, particularly concerning tariffs and trade relations. With volatility expected, investors are bracing for a potentially transformative period depending on the election results, as the market reacts to the uncertainty surrounding the future of U.S.-China relations. Nikkei Asia highlights the cautious sentiments among Chinese citizens as they await the U.S. election results, with many believing that the outcome will have little impact on the already strained U.S.-China relationship. Conversations with residents in major cities reveal a mix of opinions regarding the candidates, but a consensus that tensions will persist regardless of who wins. Concerns about tariffs and investment restrictions loom large, with individuals expressing skepticism about any significant policy shifts. Some in the manufacturing sector downplay fears of steep tariffs, suggesting that they may be used more as bargaining chips than actual policy. Overall, many Chinese citizens appear indifferent to the election, attributing their economic challenges more to domestic policies rather than external factors, indicating a complex interplay of local and international dynamics in shaping their perspectives. Associated Press reports that Wall Street experienced a significant rally on election day, with investors reacting positively despite the uncertainty surrounding the election results. The S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average both saw gains of 0.7% and 0.6% respectively, while Asian markets followed suit, with Japan's Nikkei 225 rising by 0.7%. The positivity in the markets was bolstered by strong economic indicators, particularly in the U.S. services sector, which showed unexpected growth. Investors are also keenly awaiting a decision from the Federal Reserve on interest rates, with expectations leaning towards a rate cut that could further stimulate the economy. South China Morning Post highlights the anticipation surrounding the opening of Kai Tak Sports Park in Hong Kong, which promises to be a world-class venue for sports and entertainment. While the park is set to host major events like the Hong Kong Sevens and concerts, there is a pressing question about its sustainability without a home football team. The article draws parallels with successful stadiums in the UK that thrive on regular home games and events. The author envisions a vibrant future for Kai Tak if it can foster local talent and attract a dedicated fan base, which could potentially transform the sports culture in Hong Kong and generate economic benefits for the city. South China Morning Post also covers the aspirations of the Hong Kong cricket team as they embark on a crucial series in Uganda, aiming to regain their one-day international status. Players like Zishan Ali express a strong desire to showcase their talents on a global stage, emphasizing the importance of this tournament for the team's future. With a focus on hard work and improvement, the team is determined to break free from the limitations of Challenge League cricket and make a mark in the international cricket scene. The camaraderie and fighting spirit within the team are palpable, as they prepare to compete against formidable opponents in a bid to elevate Hong Kong cricket to greater heights. South China Morning Post reports that CLP Holdings, Hong Kong's largest power supplier, is experiencing a surge in electricity sales driven by the digitalization and electrification of the economy. CEO Chang Tung-kung highlighted that while this trend presents growth opportunities, it also poses significant decarbonization challenges. In the first 9 months of 2024, electricity sales grew by 2.5%, with data centers emerging as a major contributor, increasing their share of sales from 3.9% to 5.6% over 5 years. As the city embraces electric vehicles, which accounted for over 72% of newly licensed cars, CLP is also committed to transitioning to renewable energy sources, planning to retire coal plants and increase nuclear, wind, and solar power capacities in the coming decades. South China Morning Post also features the exhilarating experience of tandem paragliding in Hong Kong, which offers a unique perspective of the city's stunning natural landscape. The adventure begins with a hike up to the Gongping Plateau, where participants can enjoy breathtaking views of beaches, skyscrapers, and lush mountains. Chief pilot Emil Kominsky emphasizes the importance of patience and proper timing for a successful flight. Although the sport has its risks, particularly in unsuitable weather, it has gained popularity since its introduction in the early 1990s. As more locals explore this thrilling activity, it presents a distinct alternative to traditional hiking, allowing participants to appreciate Hong Kong's beauty from the skies. South China Morning Post reveals that Kuncheng Smart Mobility is venturing into the future of urban transport with plans to launch luxury passenger drone tours over Hong Kong. The company has ordered 30 electric unmanned drones, aiming to offer 30-minute scenic flights around iconic locations such as Disneyland and Lantau Island within 3 years. Managing Director Rex Wong Shuhan expressed the hope that the government will expedite regulatory frameworks to facilitate this emerging low-altitude economy. The drones promise a quieter alternative to helicopters, and with ongoing trials in mainland China showing no safety issues, Kuncheng is poised to lead the market if legislation permits. The chief executive has indicated a commitment to developing this sector, which could revolutionize how residents and tourists experience the city from above. South China Morning Post introduces John Molnar, the supportive husband of former news anchor Katie Couric. Married in 2014, they have weathered personal challenges, including a significant health scare when Molnar was found to have a large tumor on his liver. Couric, who has been a prominent figure in journalism for decades, initially met Molnar through a mutual friend when she was seeking a date with a doctor but ended up being charmed by the banker instead. Their wedding was a heartfelt event filled with family contributions, and together they co-founded Katie Couric Media, where Molnar serves as CEO, allowing him to blend his business acumen with Couric's creative vision. Martha Stewart's relationship with Charles Simeone is recounted by South China Morning Post, highlighting the complexities of their 15-year romance that ended in 2008. Stewart, who faced her own legal troubles during their time together, described the split as a second divorce, revealing the emotional toll it took on her life. The relationship ended abruptly when Simeone announced his intention to marry another woman, leaving Stewart feeling devastated. Despite their separation, Simone's impressive career as a co-creator of Microsoft Office and a two-time space tourist underscores the legacy of a man she once praised as a total genius, showcasing the stark contrast between their professional successes and personal challenges. In another article, South China Morning Post delves into the world of makeup brushes, guiding readers through the various types available and how to select the right ones for different applications. From foundation brushes that create a flawless base to precision concealer brushes for detailed work, the article emphasizes the importance of using the correct tools for a polished makeup look. Experts recommend specific brushes from well-known brands, highlighting the significance of proper maintenance and cleaning to ensure longevity and optimal performance. The article serves as a comprehensive guide for beauty enthusiasts, demystifying the often overwhelming selection of makeup brushes and offering practical tips for achieving a seamless application. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning coffee, fresh off the press. Reading headlines, feeling blessed. World keeps turning, stories unfold. Every moment news gets told. Flipping channels, clicking tabs. Feeding my mind's hunger grabs. Facts and figures, images bright. News keeps rolling day and night. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough. Learning about the world, yeah, it's my stuff. Headlines and headlines, stories are full. Knowledge is power, truth to behold. Politics, science, sports, and art. Every story plays its part. Global voices near. Every headline loud and clear. Need the latest, got to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks into dawn. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough. Learning about the world, yeah, it's my stuff. Headlines and headlines, stories are full. Knowledge is power, truth to behold. Need the latest, got to know. Never stopping, always go. Scrolling, swiping, reading on. Daylight breaks into dawn. Headlines and headlines, can't get enough.